Okay, so for today, make sure your warm up, you write sub and then turn it in so you get your 100 for the week. Please. Now, we're doing notes for surface area again. This time it's pyramids and cones. So for pyramids, P stands for the blank of the base. Well, we know P stands for perimeter and specifically of the base. Okay. Now we have this new letter, L, and it's the slant height. L for the slant height. And then big B, like we know from before, is the area of the base. Okay. All right. So the lateral surface area formula, LSA, equals, it's going to be P perimeter of the base times the slant height divided by 2. And then the total surface area, go ahead and scratch out total, it's just surface area, is going to be PL over 2 again, and then you're just going to add that one base, one big B. Okay, let's try it. Okay, so example 3, we have a square pyramid. First thing I want to do is find P, perimeter of the base. So it looks like a square, 6, 6, 6, and 6. So if I add 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, I get 24. Okay, so P equals 24. Okay, now here's the tricky part. L, the slant height. The slant height is not 4. Okay, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to figure out the slant height. Now go ahead and draw a line on from the vertex to a midpoint. This is the slant height. Do you see how this makes a right triangle? Okay, so this right here is 4, right? But what is this piece that's halfway across? This little piece is halfway across 6. So half of 6 right here should be 3. So we have a right triangle with 3 and 4. So if I use what I know about right triangles, I can use Pythagorean theorem using 3 and 4 to figure out the missing hypotenuse. So once again, I might have to use this theorem, the Pythagorean theorem. 3 squared plus 4 squared. When you add that up, you get 25. And then you square root, and you get 5. Okay? So this is one of those Pythagorean triples, 3, 4, 5. But you could also just use Pythagorean theorem to figure out that this is 5. So my slant height is 5, and it is not 4. Okay? Now, big B, area of the base. How do I find the area of a square? 6 times 6, which is 36. Cool. So let's go back to my formulas. Okay. LSA is PL over 2. SA is PL over 2 plus B. So let's do that. Okay, so LSA, lateral surface area, is PL over 2. So P we got was 24, L was 5, and then divided by 2. 24 times 5 divided by 2.
Yes.
And we get 60. Cool. And then for the total surface area, just the regular surface area, PL over 2 plus B. Well, don't we already know PL over 2 is 60, right? So it's 60 plus, and then what's big B? 36. So that's going to equal 96. Okay. Once again, unit squared. Feet squared. Feet squared. Cool. All right. So that is for a pyramid. If you're missing the slant height on the slant, you have to use Pythagorean theorem. And please remember, this is halfway across. This was 3. Cool. Okay, over here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to find P, L, and B first. So on this one, P, the perimeter of the bottom of the triangle, we have 10. And this is also 10. And then this is also 10. Okay. So 10 plus 10 plus 10 is 30. Now, the L on the slant. This time we actually do have from the vertex down the slant. This has to be my slant height, 8.5. Cool. And then big B, okay? We can figure out the area of the base, but we gotta recognize what the base is. It's a triangle. So area of the base, the formula for the area of a triangle, please don't forget that you're doing base times height and dividing it by 2. Please don't forget to divide by 2. So what's the base and the height of the bottom base triangle? So our little b is 10. Our height of the base is 8.7. So we have 10 times 8.7 divided by 2. We can use our calculator and get 43.5. So big B equals 43.5. And now we can do just like we did before. The lateral surface area is PL over 2. 30 times 8.5 divided by 2. $127.5 is my lateral surface area. Kilometers squared? Sheesh. And then the surface area is PL over 2 plus capital B. We know PL over 2 is 127.5. So it's going to be 127.5 plus big B, 43.5. And I think we get 171. Let's find out. Yes, 171 kilometers squared. So let's write this down right here. We got 127.5 kilometers squared and 171 kilometers squared. Write this down real quick because we're about to go to the backside. There it is. Give me a minute. Okay, we are going to the back now. So this was pyramids. You got to find perimeter. You got to know L is slant. on the slant. And then big B is area of the base, not just a side length of the base, okay? So just like the last notes we did, you got to be very careful how you do this. Use these formulas. Okay, on the back, let's talk about cones. Once again, L stands for the slant height of the cone. It's on the slant. It's not the vertical height, it's on the slant. R stands for, of course, the radius of the base. So the LSA is equal to pi times the radius times the slant height, pi RL. And then the surface area is going to be that lateral surface, pi RL, plus one base. And we know the area of the base of a circle is pi r squared. So it's pi RL plus pi r squared. Okay, let's try this. All we need to find is R and L. So what is R? R is not 16. It is not 16. Okay. The radius is from the center to the edge. 16 is all the way across. So we need to divide that diameter in half to get 8. Okay, the radius is 8. And here's the big question. Is this number right here on the slant? And since it's out here, right by the slant, that is the L slant height, 23.4. So we should be able to do this. Shouldn't be too hard. Okay, LSA is equal to pi RL. Okay, which is what? Pi times the radius, which is 8, times the slant height, 23.4. Okay, let's try it. $588.11. And whatever my units are squared. Okay, that's my lateral. Then my total surface area is going to be pi RL plus pi r squared. So we already know pi RL is 588.11. So it's going to be 588.11 plus pi r squared. Pi 8 squared. And we get 789.17. Units squared. Fill that in here. All right, now over here we got to find the radius, which is right here. R equals 3. That's cool. But here's where we got to do some math. The slant height is not 4. The slant height is not 4, okay? So we got to use, a squared plus b, b squared equals c squared. Okay, but we've actually done this multiple times where it's 3 and 4. I hope by now you know 3 and 4, when you square them, you add them up, you get 25 and you square root. That gives you a slant height. The hypotenuse on this right triangle, 3 and 4 on the legs give you a hypotenuse of 5. So my slant height is 5. Okay. we've done this multiple times. We did it on the last notes and already once on this note, these notes. So, okay, let's try this. LSA equals pi RL, which is pi times 3 times 5. $47.12 meters squared. And then we have what? Pi RL plus pi R squared. This is pi RL, right? So it's what? 47.12 plus pi 3 squared. $75.39. And that's, again, meters squared. So let's write that down here. 47.12 meters squared. 75.39 meters squared. Okay. That is it for our, oops. Okay, these are the notes. So you have the front, you got the back, you got cones, you got pyramids. Make sure you have this all written down, and then you can start the assignment.